Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at Uolo. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.uolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions right after this class.
Hello everyone. So how is everybody doing today? I hope everyone is doing great, right? Okay. So is everybody excited for a new class? Okay. So what are we going to learn in today's class? In today's class, we are going to learn a new method of abstract painting. So what is abstract painting? Abstract painting is a form of painting where we don't actually make a specific shape, but we use colors to bring out some perspective. All right. So for today's class, we'll be using masking tape and we'll be using a scrub or a sponge. All right. Okay. And those of you who have missed out the instructions for submission at the start of the class, don't worry. We'll play the instructions again at the end of the class and you can have a look. All right. Okay. So let us quickly get into the class and let us see what are all of the materials that we need for today's class. So is everybody able to see my screen? All right. So we will need a paper on which we'll be painting and we need to tape all the four sides of the paper with the help of masking tape. Okay. If you don't have masking tape, you can use sellotape also. But for that, you need to use a very thick paper because sellotape can scrape off parts of the paper also. All right. Okay. What else do we need? Let us quickly see. Okay. So here is the paper that has been taped onto a cardboard. We will need acrylic colors. Okay. Nice bright acrylic colors. We'll need the masking tape. We will need the sponge or the scrub pad. You can also use a Scotch-Brite scrub pad like I've used. And you need to tape your paper like this. All right. Okay. So before we get into the class, everybody quickly check whether you're having all of these materials or not. And then we'll go into the class. All right. Okay, so the first step is a very, very basic one. We'll be using the sellotape to randomly tape off parts of the paper. So just see. Here I'm taking the sellotape. I'll just apply randomly. Just randomly apply the sellotape. And with the help of a scissor, just cut it off. Okay. Just everybody do the first step first before we move on to the next step. Just place a random piece of sellotape covering from one end to the other end of the paper like this. Anywhere, you can place it anywhere. No, it's not necessary that you need to place it the way I've placed. You can place it anywhere. Everyone quickly get it done. So like this, we'll be placing random bits of sellotape here and there. Sellotape or masking tape, whatever you're using. We'll place random bits of the sellotapes and masking tapes all over the paper. All right. So let us see where else we are going to put it. So here I've taken one more piece and I've taped it like this. It's in no particular order. You can place it anywhere. Okay. Just remember it should be nicely taped down. I'm using a scissor and I'll cut it off. Press it down nicely. Okay. Then we'll go for another piece. Just place it anywhere on the paper. Then we'll cut off the end and we'll press it down. Nicely press down the masking paper. One more let us take from here, from this side to this side. We'll just keep it in the center. Cut it off with the scissor. And there you go, one more piece. So like this, just keep sticking bits and pieces of the sellotape all over your paper. Okay, but be neat. Remember to be neat when you are pasting these bits. All right. You see here. There's one more piece of tape that I've used. All right. Everybody got the idea what we are supposed to do? Okay. So everybody complete till here first before we move on to the next steps. I have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. 5 pieces of sellotape. Okay. And we have placed it randomly. There is no shape, anything as such you can make out, right? There is no particular shape. We've just pasted these pieces. Yes. Everybody complete this first before we move on to the coloring portion. You will see just by putting these tapes and just by using a little bit of color, we can get such beautiful effects. We can get such beautiful textures. All right, we are just working towards that. How to create art without using any brush. Those of you who have already completed, what you can do is you can choose some nice and bright acrylic colors. Okay. So when I'm saying nice and bright acrylic colors, what are the colors I mean? You can take red, orange, yellow, green, blue, okay, sky blue, pink. All right. All the happy colors, nice and happy colors. Just select the colors out. Just select your colors, okay, and keep them ready. While the rest of you complete the taping part first. If you are facing any issues cutting or using the scissors, take the help of someone who is elderly. Okay. And then be very careful when you're using the scissors to cut the tape off. Quickly get it done, everyone. We'll just give it 30 seconds more. Okay. All right. We'll move on to the coloring portion now. So see, I have taken nice and bright colors and I will place them in all of these little slots that are there. So see, here I'll put a little bit of yellow. Okay. Just select your colors. I'm taking a little bit of yellow. In that same box, I'll put a little bit of green also. You can choose to put two colors in one box, or you can just use one color for one box only. It's completely up to you what color combinations you want. Okay. So here I've taken green and yellow for the first box. Now what other colors are there? You can see this is a nice bright orange that I've taken. So I'm just taking some orange color here. If you don't have so many colors, it doesn't matter. You can repeat the colors also. And I'll put a little bit of red also here. And a small portion of red. Okay, we'll put a little bit of blue here. Just select your colors and fill all of the spots that are left. All of the places where you can see the paper, just fill them up. Okay, and finally I'll put some pinkish, some peach color at the top portion. Okay, one more part is left. I'll put some sand yellow over here. So we've gotten all of the portions covered. Everybody first pour out the colors on all of the paper portions before we move on to the next steps. All right. Everybody quickly get the paper, these color portions done first. Okay. Everybody get ready with your sponge. Okay, the sponge or the scrub pad, whatever you are using, just get ready with it and pour out all the colors that you want to fill in the different spaces. All right. Quickly get done with this step, everybody. Okay. Now for the next step. With the help of the sponge, we will spread out all of these colors and we will mix all of these colors. So just see how to do that. See, here is the scrub pad that I'm going to use. So just tap it like this. And don't be hesitant to paint over the tape surface also. Okay, because that surface is covering the paper. So there is no issue if you paint over the tape also. Paint as freely as you want. Keep mixing the colors like this and keep painting. You can see my color is going over the paint. I'm not abiding by the lines. Okay. Just fill up the entire space like this. Just keep tapping with your sponge and just completely fill up that entire space. Don't leave any white spaces in the edges. Paint over the tape also. Okay. Don't be afraid, paint over the tape also. Just getting rid of the white spaces here. Okay, so like this, the first lot is done. Okay, everybody quickly get at least one of the slots completed. See what a nice texture we have got from using the sponge, right? Those little wave-like structures that we have got. We would not have gotten that if we had used a brush. Yes. And see, I have not hesitated. I have not colored within the lines. We have colored outside also on top of the tape as well. Yes. Quickly get it done, everybody. Okay, so this is the general idea. This is the same thing that we'll be doing for all of the portions. Okay, but just remember, when you're moving from one color to another, like for this particular portion, I have used yellow and green. Now, if I move to the orange and red portion, my scrub already has the yellow and green color on it. So be careful. Either your color should have dried out or used any other end of the sponge. Okay, don't try to avoid using the same end of the sponge because your colors might get mixed up. That previous green might mix up with this orange. We don't want that. All right. Okay. So shall we continue with the rest of the painting? Everybody got the idea what we have to do? Okay. Similarly, we'll complete all of the painting like this. See here for the bottom portion. All right. Now I'm painting this orange portion also. Don't be afraid to paint over the tape. You don't have to paint within the lines. That is the beauty of this painting technique. You can paint as and how you want. Even if the colors go outside the lines, it's not an issue. Okay, so like this, get all of the spaces covered. Okay. Now we'll move on to these blue portions. All right. And one last blue portion that is left. Nicely get it done. Nicely cover all of the edges. There should be no white spaces left in between. You can see here some white space was left. So I'm mixing up that blue to get a nice green. All right, a dark green. You can also mix up any colors of your choice. All right, so here we have covered all of the spaces. Everybody just get it done. Everybody first color up all of the spaces. It will take some time. Just cover up all of the spaces. Be gentle with the scrub. Don't destroy your paper. Okay. Just nicely cover up. Remember to use the texture of your scrub. Okay. You can just use your scrub surface like this so that the texture of your scrub shows. You can see, you can easily make out that it's not made by a brush because there are some designs, some patterns forming. So that is very important for abstract art. Those of you who have finished, give it some time to rest. Okay, just let it dry out a little bit before we start off with the funniest part, the most exciting part of this painting. That is the tape peeling part. Yes. Quickly get it done, everybody. Don't worry, we'll wait for you. Everybody catch up and quickly get this part done first. Those of you who have completed, just let it out to dry so that there are no paint remains when we peel it off. Okay, it's very important that you give it some time to dry. Give it at least 1 to 2 minutes to dry. All right, before you peel the tape off. Okay, everyone. Take your time. Don't worry. Just nicely cover up all of the surface. See that there are no white spaces left. The tape and between the tape and the paper, the edges, there should be no white spaces left. All right. Yes. Okay. Is everybody finished? So we'll start with the tape peeling now. So the tape peeling part is very important. Start off with the tape that you had applied last. Okay. And be very, very careful because if your paper is even a little bit thin, it will affect your paper. So be very, very careful. Those of you whose painting has still not dried out, it is still very, very damp. Don't peel it now. Allow it to dry for some time and only after that you can take off your, yes, masking tape. All right. For the rest of you, those for whom it has dried up even a little bit, you can try to peel the tape off. So just see, we'll start off with the tape that we had placed last. I'll just make some adjustments here just to make the green color look nice and beautiful. Okay. Okay, everybody. We'll now move on to the tape pulling part. So here, see, the lowermost tape, the tape that I had applied last, I'm pulling it off. So can you see, wherever the tape was placed, no color has come in that portion, right? That portion is left white because we had covered it off with the tape. Everybody got the idea? So similarly, we have to take off the other portions of the tape also. So let us continue. Be very, very careful when you are pulling off the tape. Don't ruin your painting. Don't ruin your paper. So here is one more end. I'll just peel that off. Okay. Nice and easy. Take your time. Slowly peel it off. Don't be in a hurry. You will end up ruining your paper. Right? Here comes another one. Only 2 more pieces to go. This one is also done. And the final one. Also, now we will take off these 4 tapes that we had placed on the border of the paper, okay, to get the final effect. You can see how neat and clean it has come off. That is because we have placed the tapes. Be very careful. Again and again, I'll just repeat it. Be very careful when you're taking off the tapes. So here, nice and clean, we have one tape. Here is the second one. There you go. And here you go. All right. So you can see how nice and clean our painting has come out because we had placed the tape. So this is also a form of resist painting. You remember in the previous class when you had used the wax crayons and watercolor was not getting painted on the surface of the paper because there was wax on it, right? Yes, so the same concept is used here. There was tape on the paper. So when we applied the paint did not get attached to the surface of the paper because there is always a tape that is covering the surface of the paper, correct? So this is also called resist painting. The tape is resisting the paint from touching the paper, all right? So you can see you got a nice, beautiful abstract art for yourself. If you make it on a big cardboard, then you can just frame it and hang it on your walls. It looks really nice on walls. Abstract paintings are very much in vogue these days, and you can always paint out using this technique. You can paint it out on a large cardboard, use as many tapes as you want, use as many colors as you want, and you will get a nice huge painting, and you can frame that and you can place it in your house on your walls, right? So everybody had fun. Everybody learned something new in today's class. This was so easy, and yet you got a nice, neat result, right? Yes. So I'll be hoping to see all of your submissions made for the class, okay? And those of you who had missed out on the instructions for submission, don't worry, we'll be playing it again so that you can have a look and you can make your submissions accordingly, okay? And remember to make your submissions, because if you make the submissions for all of the classes of the course, then you are eligible for a certificate. And also the top 10 people who have been marked for that particular class will be featured, right? Yeah. So everybody, I hope to see your beautiful, beautiful paintings in the submissions. Okay. And I hope to see all of you in the next class as well. So take care, everybody. See you again in the next class. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at Uolo. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.uolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at Uolo_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all